Hi everyone, it's Jen here from tarotspirit.net, here for your weekly reading beginning today, February 28th. Sorry, I'm a little late. I was away for the weekend. So let's just jump right in. So I think I'm going to do the mini Celtic cross reading here. So, sort of underlying influence this week may be the King of Swords. He's a very intelligent king, very articulate and factual. As a friend of mine says, just the facts, ma'am. It's very factual. Doesn't let emotions skew his judgment. So that's why he's often portrayed as a lawyer or a judge or something like that. So it can point that this may be a week where we need to rely on our head more than our heart to navigate through the week. So our focus card, is the Queen of Cups. So she's a little bit the opposite. I mean, it's not that she's not intellectual, but she's a very caring, intuitive queen who relies more on her intuition and her feelings to guide her than specifically her head. So we already have sort of these conflicting influences, but I guess they don't necessarily have to be conflicting. There's a way. I'll be interested to see if the Lover's card comes up, because the Lover's card often is about marrying the head and the heart to make decisions. So very intuitive and warm and caring queen here at the focus. So the focus may be more on our emotional state. And then we have the Seven of Swords. So I'd like to think of this card as the card of how it kind of asks you to think about how you deal with things when other people are behaving badly. It's difficult. When someone's behaving badly, you want to get worked up and emotional because it's so unfair. It's a real trigger, and it feels very justified to be like, what, this is not fair. They were obviously totally completely wrong, and to feel very justified in feeling that way. So remember, we have the king over here underneath everything, just saying to sort of wait it out. The queen, she's mature, so she feels her emotions, but she isn't ruled by them. So we may be feeling a little bit something. We just may see an injustice. I mean, it could be on TV, it could be in the world, it could be a personal thing that, and this isn't something gigantic. It's a minor arcana card, but something that kind of makes us go, man, that is unfair, But I think we will manage it very well. So this card is a subconscious influence that we may or may not realize is actually influencing why this situation may have triggered us, especially if it wasn't something that happened directly to us. And even if it was, why do we allow people's bad behavior to get us sort of off track? You know what I mean? The Two of Cups. So this is the ultimate love card in the tarot deck, even more so than the Lovers. So perhaps this is someone that you felt emotionally comfortable with, because it doesn't have to necessarily be a romantic partner, but it can be someone we had a strong we have a strong relationship with. If something may happen that sort of makes us question maybe their loyalty or, you know, our trust in them. I have a friend who is married to a wonderful man. They have a beautiful relationship. But one time, it was very weird, he lied to her about something. It was so stupid. Like, there was no reason to lie about it. It was like about renting a car or something. And even though, like, and I guess that's why it bothered her so much. She's like, if you're lying, this is when they were like newly married. If you're lying to me about renting a car for work, it was like for work too. He was away on business. It just sort of shook the foundation a little bit because it seemed so strange. And it was like, why would you lie about something so stupid? And what else are you lying about? He's a wonderful man. Everything's fine. Still don't even know why he did that. Like what the point was. But so it could be a situation sort of like that, where it was just kind of like, why did you do that? It just sort of take you off guard. So this is sort of influences that may have been like a focus card recently that are sort of fading. And we have the strength card. And the strength card is all about, it's not about white knuckling it and brute strength. It's about vulnerability and sort of putting yourself out there and doing things even if you are afraid, and pushing forward and continuing on even if things are not smooth sailing. It's kind of like in some ways it's a fake it. Was it fake it till you make it? Could be she's here by this, top of the food chain predator, and it's like, I'm just gonna trust that, this lion is tame, like everyone said, and I'm gonna do this. That was kind of a stupid thing to say, but you know what I mean. So you may have been vulnerable recently, and maybe someone sort of unknowingly betrayed sort of you putting yourself out there. It could even be someone just made a nasty comment on Facebook. People just, it amazes me what people will put on social media and how callous they can be. And you're kind of like, wow, I thought you were a friend, but I think it's something that's shaking us a little more than it should, but we're actually going to handle it really well. Oh, and so sort of what is on top of our minds, or the outcome we want most or are most aware of is justice. So there is something we feel unjust about, and we're hoping and wishing for justice in this situation. And then we have the Knight of Wands. So this is rapid change in passion and thoughts and enthusiasm, and could be change in work and job, I call this the honeymoon card, because it's sort of that exhilarating feeling whenever something new comes in. And it happens with relationships, it happens with jobs, it happens with new routines. When you start something, it's really, really exciting and passionate, but it doesn't always last. It doesn't mean it doesn't have to last, but there's that honeymoon, that sweet spot when you have to be a little careful, just because it would be very rare to stay in a honeymoon period for an indefinite amount of time. That's potentially a little unrealistic. We have beautiful cards, really, except for this one, Seven of Swords. And I think it's just going to be a minor hiccup in what's shaping up to be actually a pretty nice week, where we may be finding some vindication almost. And, I think spiritual teachings tell us not to be like that. But you know what? Sometimes when people are jerks and they kind of it finally catches up with them. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm not going to worry about, I'm not going to like rejoice, but part of me is like, it's about time because you can't just keep treating people badly with no consequences. It's just not cool. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So change in passion, change in emotion. Wow, this is quite a reading. These are really beautiful cards. So some people very well maybe meeting someone, or since this is in the sort of the subterranean subconscious realm, it may be that someone that you've had your eye on, that relationship is actually going to move forward somehow. You're going to get asked out, or it's going to really blossom into a relationship where you're together in that sort of honeymoon period, and they're going to be and I feel like it may have been building for a while, but it's going to come on somewhat fast. And it may be something that, or even a job too, a partnership of some sort. It may have been a long time in coming. And it's going to like be a feeling like finally, finally. Wow. This is quite a card to end on. The Tower. Yes. I really feel like this tower is not striking us. I feel like someone's getting something's catching up with someone this week. And I think it's probably a situation or a person that we've been dealing with for a long time. And, really has not been on the up and up. And I sort of feel like an injustice is going to be righted this week. I think that's what's really coming through. And I think that's where this King of Swords, like a person's going to come in who's not going to be swayed by bullshit or emotions or anything, and really see a situation very clearly and factual, and not even not be swayed by a smooth talker or excuses, but really look at exactly what's going on, the facts, and I think a situation is going to come in and be rectified in some way in some area of our lives. So I'm getting sort of a few different storylines. So I'm sorry if it seems a little jagged. For some people, I just feel like this Seven of Swords and this Tower are connected. And then I also, though, see for some of you a storyline of, and the Justice card. I kind of see strength around dealing with this situation, wanting justice, and then the Tower coming in and righting the wrongs and clearing away anything that was not honest and true. It's like there's a dishonesty here, and it's going to catch up with someone. It could be you. I don't know. I'm sort of feeling like it's a little bit exterior to us. This card's away from this Queen. So I think it's still going to be a little bit emotional for us because I feel like it's going to be kind of swift, but it's going to bring about change in our motivation and change in our feelings, and I think in a positive way. And it's really going to clear the path for nice change moving forward. interesting reading. So really appreciate you stopping by and supporting my channel, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.